everybody. I have a lot on my mind this morning, and a lot goes on in the world of the children of the world today. And I think about things, and you think about the past of what we went through. And I just feel for the children today. I think about that South Carolina killing of those 9 people in the church. I think about the children that does a lot of killing out there, and I wonder why they're doing the things that they do. But sometimes when you really sit down and you think, you go back in time as you think. You think about how the old folks and what the old folks used to do. You think about the time of your ancestors, your grandfolks, your uncles. And you say to yourself, wow. Then you see the changes that took place over the years in the children's lives of today. But let's go back for a minute to the beginning. During the time where we had grandfolks, we can just get in our cars and we can go south of the border or South Carolina, North Carolina, and go on for the summer because we come from up north. And you down there with those folks and they drinking that, that white lightning, that green alcohol. You think about those times because when you get down there, it's just so much fun. You got the barbecue on the grill and you just enjoying yourself. But life changed drastically since that time. People changed. Excuse me. People changed during that time. We're dealing with the reality of the new world. But I like to stay in the old world for a minute and think back and say to people, did they remember these things that took place? Because perverted things happened during that time. And we looked at it like it was nothing to it. You used to see your sister on a guy's lap and he's just shaking his leg up and down and he's rubbing his leg and he's rubbing your sister's leg. And you look at it like he's just getting her up and down ride on his leg. But it was a perverted act. And we see a lot of that went on and it goes on. Your uncles or your cousin might come in and give a nickel or a quarter to a child or buy them a bag of potato chips and they just sit there and just shake them on their lap. And everybody looking at it unconsciously, not paying no mind, but we all know that was a perverted act. That's what it was, a perverted act. Then we remember the days where your parents used to be in the room with your relatives or your parents, and your child at night is getting molested by her friends. And then when the child come and tell the mama, Mr. So-and-so, so-and-so, and mama used to just get off and get into the child's butt. But the child be trying to tell them and communicate with them about the perverted things that this man is doing to them, and the parents don't want to listen. Then you got some parents that, this is the old days, so we know it's still going on today, that have a husband, and every time she's in the bed asleep, she wonder why this man not beside her, because he done went down a hall to one of his children's room, molesting them, playing with them, playing house with them, taking them. And she knows what's going on, and the child comes to tell her. She beats the child instead of listening to the child. This thing's went on for a long time because this man was the provider for the house, and she didn't want to be lonely. People sacrifice their children for some unreasonable situations because they want to be secure by somebody. We have to think back, and if you think back to all these different things, you know that this stuff started happening way back in time. And it haven't stopped. And this shapes the form of the minds of the children. This shapes the form of the minds of what the child may do to someone else because they feel that they're being taken advantage of and don't have a listener to listen to their plea. Man, this is the same world. The world haven't changed. The people really haven't changed. It's just now that we have social media, everything is coming more in the clear, in the air, where we all can see it and hear it. And some of us can actually feel it because that hurt plays a major part on people. I've seen children get whipped because the man came inside the house and told a lie about them because they didn't want to do what he wanted them to do. We know these things happens. We don't protect our children enough. We find faults in them instead of listening to them. We need to find the time to listen to our children. Regardless of what that provider can provide for you, it's not worth the damage that's being done to your child. It's not worth the damage that you let your child go through because you want a roof over your head. You know, that child still have a life ahead of him. You lived yours. Help the children to overcome these stumbling blocks so that therefore they can be the example of what you want them to be. Life is hard. And as long as we continue to let these things take place, this rage take place, our children get taken by people that we know, then we're making it even harder for them. It's like now, you know, you go out here in the street, this world is totally different. You know, you got boys going with boys, girls going with girls. You know, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But I feel that it's going to confuse the whole world. You know, because when you come into the bedroom and you see two men together, I think this world is going to be totally confused. You know, and it's not going to be a point where you can understand what's really going on. It's going to be so confusing that people are still going to take this tantrum and they're going to use this tantrum to express themselves. Whether you see it, whether you don't see it, it's going to happen because things didn't change. Once these things went into place, it just made the United States a new playground to live on, a new playground to be a part of. Are we teaching our children the right things? Is this the way we want the world to be? We need to consider the things that we do, because what we do runs and rolls off on us and it rolls on them. And then you wonder why people do the things they do. It's not a hate crime situation sometimes. It's a revengeful situation. Revenge because of different things that's taking place. Revenge because I lost my job for some outside reason. Revenge because this police officer just keeps picking on me. You know, I can't do nothing because the same man is in my block every day. And he's riding me instead of going out there, eating donuts somewhere and going to deal with other issues that's going on around him. But he's in my block every day like he has a vendetta personally against me. These things take place. You know, it's now camera time. It shows exactly what's going on out there. That's been going on for years. This is not new. It's just now being presented on camera. And we have to understand that. It's presented on camera. Everything is. I've seen so much stuff happen on camera that I created this company called Maryland Bus Watch. I watch the school buses every day. I watch them because of a lot of different things that take place. I watch them because I was a contractor for years. And I've seen things take place. Nothing's safe anymore. You know, everything has a problem. And the camera's going to help us resolve some of these problems. But parents, people out there, we need each other. This is not the same world that we're used to. This is a different world. This is CJ from the People's Concerns. We are concerned about you. Thank you for listening.